Hi people, it's Dee back with another tag video. As like I said, I think these tags are awesome at the minute to keep us going. I love them anyway. And this one is 15 questions, get to know me more tag, and I found it on Monika Kamila channel, but she found it, let me see, Gail Patricia's Dollar Tree Halls channel. So that's who started it. Gail started it. So now the questions, I was going to have look at the questions on my iPad here, but the photo came out all blurred, and obviously, you know, because I screenshotted it and then I was supposed to go over to the channel again, but as you can see, I have come to the video and I'm unprepared. I was watching Iris here and I paused it. So yeah, what can I say? Silly Dee. And we have little Dee here getting a cuddle today. So I have the answers down here, so I'm just going to guess the questions through the answers, if that makes sense. I hope you all liked my last little fun video. If you don't laugh, you'll cry. Right, guys? So number one was, what month were you born? I was born in December. And in those days, they got you christened as soon as possible. And so I was actually christened on Christmas Day. I remember my parents telling me that. I was 6 days old. And in those days, the priest used to put a little dot of salt on your tongue. I know, crazy. But apparently I was like, give me more, give me more. The second one is, what is your birth sign? And mine says, well, obviously it's Sagittarius. But if you look it up, it's only a few days out between the actual dates, you know, where I was almost like a Capricorn. And I used to have a book that explained all the personalities and everything like that. And so according to the personality, I think I'm more a Capricorn, because a Sagittarian is supposed to be so outdoorsy and camping and everything like that, and I am certainly not that. Isn't that right, little D? Certainly not. Number 3, what was your favourite subject at school? Oh no, sorry, that was a different tag. What was your worst? So mine was, I wrote 2, it was art or PE, which is physical education. That was really my worst. And I think it was back to the shyness thing again, and I didn't have any friends and all that nasty stuff, you know, getting changed in front of them, and then when you had to pick, people were picking teams and I was always last, all that nasty stuff. Number 4, your favourite breakfast or cereal? Well, mine's has to be gluten-free, so I would say none at the minute, because it's not really that tasty. I have to, I used to love Rice Krispies, so now they're called Rice Pops, and there's no wheat or anything in them, they're gluten-free, so I have to add nuts. I cut up and add cashew nuts to make them a little bit nicer, because you can't add sugar or anything, which is a joke. I know what you're thinking after my last video. Number 5, favourite colour. My favourite colour is pink. And there's a couple of pinks, like the really, as I call, gaudy pinks. I don't like those. Mostly all the light colours of pink. But my favourite colour was blue until my 40s, my early 40s or something. And then I remember at the time my oldest sister telling me that that was a sign of people just thinking they're getting old, and so they suddenly think their favourite colour is pink. So I don't know, but I did say a million times, I love blue, like as in clothes on the baby girls, you know, so I don't know, who knows. Favourite sandwich? When we were kids, my mother used to make us cheese and onion sandwiches. Yes, you heard me correctly. But they were cut up into tiny little squares and tiny little pieces of onions. And so, very occasionally, I still have those today, because I love cheese, but I'm not allowed it. And I would use scallions now, we call them. I think you call them spring onions. So yeah, love. Now, what's your favorite car, or what would be your favorite car if you were still driving? If I was still driving now, or if I won the lotto, I would buy a Jeep, one of those little Jeeps with the big strong thing at the front. What do you call it? You know, in case of crashes, it would be white, and it would be nice and high up, plenty of view, you know, in my front view window. What's your favorite game? I still love Ludo. I haven't played it in a while. I played it with my younger, when my first 3 grandchildren were younger. And with my nephew Tiernan and people like that. Used to come over and stay, and it's so much fun. Number 9. Where did you grow up? Well, as you know, I'm from Ireland, but the top of Ireland. Very windy, very blowy, just a little city called Derry. And where I actually lived, just behind that was like a reservoir, and we could walk up there every day, and it was all free, the river, the trees. It was just wonderful. And I could still get a taxi from where I am now and go up there, but now they've actually, like, it's all private. They've cleaned out the lakes. They've, like, they do canoeing. You would have to pay, but it wouldn't really be that much. So I might now be moving back up there again. That's one of my, like, there's 3 places I might get now, and one of them will be in the Craigan area. So I would in fact be able to walk up there, and that would be just amazing. Just to see all the old hunts again, as we used to call them. And the actual street at the time used to be called Apache Country. It was supposed to be known as very rough, very poor, and we were known as the quiet people of the Apache Country because my mother was very quiet as well. And we didn't fight or anything, it just sort of kept to ourselves. Number 10. Who are your heroes? Yeah, I did answer this before in a different tag. And I said the same thing. My heroes are more real people, if you know what I mean. One is always my husband, who has put up with me all these years and just loves me so, so much. I just don't even know why. My daughters, I call her my 3rd daughter at the minute as well, who is also more or less on the front line, because she's going to the chemist, shopping for all the vulnerable people, me included, and her own mother, and you know, stuff like that. And she's absolutely amazing. My daughter Kim, my daughter Catherine, who is on the front line working still in the old people's home, and well, there's younger people in there as well, like vulnerable people. So yeah, and at the moment, of course, the heroes, they're all heroes, everybody that's working on the front line. So that's what I think. Now, what's your favorite store? Well, I've said before, I love Carter's. I love all the stuff that I see in the videos online, but we don't have Carter's here. But just some of their clothes are just so beautiful. Oh, I also wrote for a joke, the cheapest one. Yeah. When I do go out shopping, as you know, most of the baby stuff and that, I do try the cheaper shops, like sometimes H&M would have a sale, some baby stuff, or I go to charity shops. Have you ever performed on stage? Well, yeah, most of you all know that I did pantos. I was in a choir competitions when I was secondary school. Used to just travel to other parts of Ireland, Oma, whatever. And then here, just locally, all the pantos in the place for the community. So yeah. 13. Favorite Disney character. I didn't even have to think about this at all. Rapunzel. Yes, guys, you can't even see me, but yes, guys, Rapunzel, because she's a little badass, confident. You know, she's amazing. The new Disney film Rapunzel. If you haven't watched it, please go and watch it. And it is also a fantastic love story. So romantic. 14. Did you go to a public school or a private school? I went to a public school. I hated every single thing about it. Let's just leave it there. Number 15. Who was your favourite singer or idol or whatever when you were young? Mine was Shakin' Stevens, he was called, and he looked and he shook his legs and everything like Elvis Presley, and he had the hair back like that, and oh my goodness, I was like 14. I was literally in love with him. I was literally in love with him. Shakin' Stevens. Okay guys, that's it. So, oh, we've gone all wonky here. So yeah, little D says, oh, bye. Please join in everybody. Stay safe.